Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra. Widow's Bay Episode 8 delivered one of the craziest horror episodes of the entire season so far, because just when everyone thought the curse was finally over, the show reminded us that things are actually getting much worse. This episode felt heavily inspired by classic slasher movies like Halloween and Friday the 13th, especially with the return of the Boogeyman, and the series balanced horror, suspense, dark comedy, and emotional drama surprisingly well. At the beginning of the episode, Tom, Wick, and Patricia truly believe they succeeded in ending the island's curse after destroying Richard Warren. Everyone finally seems relaxed for the first time in a long while. Tom even buys Red Sox tickets because he believes he and Evan can finally leave the island safely. But the episode slowly starts showing signs that something is wrong. Wick notices that the Boogeyman's mask has disappeared from the historical society, and when he visits the old Boogeyman house, he realizes the door has been broken from the inside. That moment instantly confirms the nightmare is back. The most intense part of the episode easily belongs to Patricia. Her storyline turns into a full horror chase sequence as the Boogeyman starts hunting her across Widow's Bay. What made this entire sequence so effective was how desperate and isolated it felt. Patricia runs from house to house begging for help, but nobody answers. There's also an interesting emotional layer here, because Patricia admits she lied years ago about surviving an earlier Boogeyman attack just to get attention. That confession explains why many people in town no longer trust her when the real danger returns. The scene inside Chris's house was especially tense and also weirdly funny at times. Chris refuses to believe Patricia, insults her repeatedly, and Patricia finally shocks her with a taser just to make her stop talking. Then the Boogeyman suddenly crashes through the upstairs window like a classic slasher villain. What's interesting is that the Boogeyman ignores everyone else and focuses only on Patricia. That strongly suggests this isn't random killing. He specifically wants her. Eventually, Patricia manages to survive by setting the Boogeyman on fire at the gas station before finally blasting him with a shotgun. But even after shooting him, she keeps aiming the weapon at him all the way until his body is cremated into ashes. That scene was actually smart because horror movies constantly make the mistake of letting killers survive. Patricia clearly was not taking any chances. But despite defeating the Boogeyman, Patricia already understands the bigger problem. When she visits Bachur in the hospital and sees his pregnant wife, she warns him not to let the child be born on the island. That confirms Patricia already knows the curse is still active even after Richard Warren's death. The other major storyline involves Evan finally confronting Tom about the truth regarding his mother Lauren. Earlier in the season, Tom claimed Lauren died during childbirth, but Evan discovers photographs and letters proving she survived afterward. Tom then explains that Lauren suffered a stroke connected to preeclampsia, which completely changed her mentally and emotionally. According to Tom, the woman Lauren became after childbirth was no longer the same person he once knew. Eventually, she was placed into a care facility on the island before later dying from an aneurysm. But the episode clearly leaves room for doubt. The letters Lauren wrote sound disturbing and unstable, and she talks almost like there were two versions of herself. Some fans believe this could connect to the island's supernatural curse instead of simple mental illness. There's also another huge theory growing online right now. Many viewers believe Tom is not actually Evan's biological father. Fans noticed Evan looks physically different from both Tom and Lauren, and since the episode constantly discusses Richard Warren's surviving bloodline, suspicion immediately falls onto Evan. If Evan truly is a descendant of Richard Warren, that would explain why the curse still exists even after Richard's death. And if that theory turns out to be true, The finale could become emotionally devastating because Tom may eventually face an impossible choice involving Evan himself. However, the show may also be setting up a major twist. Some viewers believe Patricia could secretly be the real descendant instead, while Evan is simply a distraction created by the writers. The fact that episode 8 focused so heavily on Patricia makes that theory feel much more possible now. The final scene completely destroys Tom's happiness. After finally reconnecting emotionally with Evan and planning their future away from the island, Wick arrives at Tom's house with terrible news. The curse is not over. That ending completely changes everything going into the final episodes because now the characters must figure out who carries Richard Warren's bloodline and why the island refuses to let go of its curse. The biggest remaining mystery now is whether the monsters themselves are also trapped by the island and trying to escape just like the humans are. And if that's true, the final episodes could reveal that the creatures are not simply evil killers, but prisoners searching for freedom. Widow's Bay continues to surprise people because every episode adds new horror elements while still expanding the emotional story of the characters. Episode 8 especially proved that this series knows how to mix mystery, suspense, emotional family drama, and classic slasher horror without feeling repetitive. Thank you for watching this video. Sending you lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one.